right, hello everybody. Who's ready to see our favorite purple dragon? I'm Soaring Sloth, and I'm right here with DylanJayFox for Spyro the Dragon Vortex. Dylan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm DylanJayFox. I have been a longtime Spyro player. Speedrunning wise, I've only really been playing it for about a year for this version of the game. I started out with SRT, but now I'm playing OG Spyro the Dragon, and a kind of miscellaneous category that I hope to showcase for you in full.
Alrighty, I'm ready to start the timer whenever.
Alright, do you start the timer when the timer's supposed to start for the category in this?
We can, if you like.
Yeah, if you want to. It starts on the fade-in when Spyro becomes playable after the cutscene that plays. You'll see
just
like
count it
little...
down for me.
Okay, I'll let you know. Alright, so I'm gonna click Start New Game, and it's gonna load us in for about 26 seconds, because I am on an emulator. So, just while we're breaking in, Vortex is a miscellaneous category. It's a category extension, technically, of Cheat Percent.
Oh, it's been peaceful.
Which is pretty cool. So you're going to see it fade in right after Spyro's going to fly across the screen. He's going to do another flyby, and then it'll fade in, and then where timer starts.
I'll just say
There we
go.
go.
I'm
Go.
like an unvetted delay.
Go,
Oh, okay. Alright, good.
So to start off, we have to put in a code that gives us all levels. As I mentioned before, this is an extension of Cheat Percent, meaning that we can utilize all of the cheats within the original Spyro the Dragon game, including the all levels, which is kind of the gimmick of this category. Is you want to go through each level individually as fast as you possibly can to make it to the Vortex. The only levels that are excluded from this are Nasty's Loot, which unfortunately we can't get to without reaching 100% of the game, in addition to all of the flight levels, which we technically don't have a Vortex in, so we don't have to go to. So, blink and you'll miss it. Stonehill is probably the simplest level in the game. You just run forward. That's why I didn't really bother talking about the level itself. The first real trick of the run is technically in Town Square, where we utilize some cool, like, little way that Spyro moves in the air, as well as the fact that he has a weirdly unique hitbox on the sides where you can kind of glide up surfaces if you hit it the right way. So I'm going to try to display that for you guys here. I messed up the first part. Alright, so we're going to go around. I messed up already. And we get up there. So usually you have to go around the entire level, but thankfully because of how Spyro's hitbox works there, you can just kind of jump around. And now we're going to be utilizing the very first wall glide of the run. Wall glides in Spyro come in many different shapes and sizes. This one is Toasty Wall Glide, and it can be challenging at times, but thankfully I practiced this quite a bit before the run because I've been struggling with it really hard, and we get a Toasty nice and quickly. If you know anything about this game, you usually have to free the dragon on the outside to get into the level, but because we go in through and out of bounds, we just get into the level basically for free. Alright, I'm going to keep going. What I tried to do there was a trick called Dog Proxy. If the shepherd hits you at about the same time the dog would, on the right frame and at the right angle, that shepherd will basically launch you into space on occasion, and you can say hi to Neil Armstrong, you can say hi to whoever up in space. But more importantly, you can make it to the Vortex, which is going to be right next to me, because it is directly to the right of the level as soon as you enter. Unfortunately, we missed it, but we have plenty more tricks to show you throughout the run. The cool thing about this category, and I'm just going to take this moment, because there's going to be a lot of dead space here at the beginning. There's a lot of kind of quietish levels for me. There's a lot of cool different strats you can utilize in this game, and specifically in this category. But if you're ever interested in running this game, there's a whole myriad of people, whole myriad of resources to go through and teach you different things that you want to learn. Or if you just want to be very entry level, very casual, have a little bit of fun with it, you can just run through levels and just get really good movement if you want to go through and maybe play some different Spyro games over the course of your time. Or not different games, but different categories rather, my bad. For Dark Hollow, you literally just run straight through the level. That's why I said we're going to have a little bit of dead space here. Now, the first really interesting part that I love about this category is we use the all-level cheats, right? So you don't have to do any of the homeworld requirements, meaning that because we're just going through every Vortex, you just have to pretty much go through the homeworlds in whatever order you really want to. So instead of going to Peacekeepers first, I like to go to Dreamweavers, because I find Dreamweavers to be very challenging. And there's a lot of cool tricks just over the course of the run, but Dreamweavers probably has some of the coolest, The first level in it is my personal favorite in the run, probably. I don't think I'm gonna go for the strat. I was trying to psych myself up to go for what's called double wizard proxy. I'm gonna go for single wizard proxy, but double wizard proxy I don't think I'm gonna be able to pull off today. But it's a strat made famous by a Vortex runner named Anchovy, who is sick and awesome. In case you didn't know, I'm all about giving the community behind this game their flowers, because genuinely it is the community that makes Spyro for me. It's the community that makes Spyro for a lot of people. As I mentioned before, there's just a myriad of resources, a myriad of people. Let's go, Wizard Proxy. I want some pogs in the chat. Can I get some pogs? Any of my Spyro homies in the chat give me a pog? But there's just a myriad of really good people who are willing to help you and, like, teach you this game, and, you know, if you're interested, that is. So we're going for Supercharged Turnaround now, and we get it. Oh my god, let's go. So that was as good as I can do Haunted Towers. There's a slightly modified strat in addition to Double Wizard Proxy that saves a couple seconds, but for my skill level, that was very, very good. I'll be the first person to tell you guys I am not an extremely skilled runner, but I am a runner that has a lot of passion, a lot of love for this game, and if nothing else, I really hope this run, as you check out some of the other top runners, and by other top runners, I mean just, you know, Novaspell, Anchovy, who I mentioned before, and a couple of other people. My boy Fate Wolf, who's in the chat right now. Big shouts to him. And also, before I get into this run any further, we're going to be running through this level, so I'm going to kind of just casually talk as we just kind of go through, and you see me utilize some good movement and some flames to get through this enemy. That's unfortunate. That's the second longest damage animation in the game, if you were wondering. I want to say a quick major shout out to the guy who ran right before me, Gaffy Taffy. He is an absolute blast, and I believe they mentioned his After the Split podcast. You should definitely give it a listen. He is phenomenal. And he's the whole reason I even applied to this marathon. So, love you, Gaffy. So, now we're going to get into one of my favorite levels in terms of just pure platforming in the entirety of this game. Lofty Castle, in certain categories, namely 120, is arguably the hardest level. In Vortex, I wouldn't say it is, but it can be quite challenging at times because you have to utilize quite a bit of a mechanic that we call charge gliding, which you might be able to hear on my controller. It's basically pressing X and square and X as fast as you can. The way Spyro accelerates the speed of a charge while he's in a glide, making a lot of the glides a bit quicker. Oh no. That was a bit of a mistake, but that's fine. We can recover that. All right. So far, I will say this run is going pretty well. Just in general, I haven't made anything that's too egregious a mistake, aside from maybe Dog Proxy, which is, it kind of just happens. You can actually recover it and go for it a few more times than I did, but as you see with Lofty Castle, like I said, just a lot of quick, good platforming. You're going to free those fairies and get up to the Vortex as quick as you possibly can. I also do want to take another moment to shout out the marathon itself, which you guys are, of course, watching. FTLG, supporting great causes, doing great things for great people, and I couldn't love this marathon more, honestly. It has a lot of good heart behind it, has a lot of good setup behind it. It's very professional. I've never had a better time getting set up for a marathon in my entire life. The people here are incredibly hospitable. Again, I'm just here to give people their flowers. I would love to do more than that, but
yeah, I guess oh,
I was just saying, you gotta respect like the people that are doing all the actual work. I'm just here like running a dragon through levels, right, Sloth? You know?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody who's organized this entire event, like, massive respect to them. They made this entire experience like really streamlined and easy for people like us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've mentioned it before to some of the people in the call. I'm trying to think of the name who was here with me. It was numbers and stuff. I can't remember. I'm terrible with names.
I think I know what it is. It's like Rain84.
Yeah, Rain84. Rain84 was so awesome to me, just with like the little setup. They got me all queued up for everything. I always come into those feeling so anxious, and I just felt so at home just kind of coming into this, which is awesome. So,
Oh yeah.
just like that, we're moving on to the next homeworld for me, which is going to be Magic Crafters. Like I said, you can do these in any order. Sorry for cutting you off, Sloth. You can continue.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just didn't want to cut you off, brother. Yo, Ghostly, thank you so much for the luck. I appreciate you guys coming out, seriously. Feel free to mention what you're going to mention. I'm going to be doing a basically just kind of running through platforming level here in a moment.
In that case, I guess I have enough time to share about the cause we are supporting. Haven House Children's Hospice. Haven House Children's Hospice cares for seriously ill babies and children up to the age of 18 by creating a loving and warm environment for them and their families while they go through the toughest of times. No family should have to face alone the difficulties of looking after a child with a serious illness. Although we cannot change their diagnosis, our special care team are here to provide support to parents and caregivers who have children with complex medical needs. Many of our children need 24-hour care and supervision. We are a lifetime for these families, supporting them through their child's illness. We are here for the whole family, including moms, dads, brothers, sisters, and grandparents. If anyone would like to donate to this cause, they can type !donate in the chat to get it linked directly towards our donation page.
That is an awesome cause. I just want to say that straight out loud. As someone who has had a family member in hospice care, it is genuinely a service that, like, it's such a... What's the right word here? It's so needed, but you don't acknowledge it's needed until you really see it firsthand.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that was one of the things besides, you know, Gaffy, like, telling me about the marathon, telling me I should apply, and, you know, some funny stuff with me and you guys on Twitter, is why I really kind of attached myself to this marathon a bit. Because it's just a cause I genuinely can get behind and I support, because it is a tough thing. You have to support people, and that's something that I think, as long as we continue to practice and preach it, hopefully nobody's left behind. Everyone's able to live a comfortable, good life. And that's
of course
what I think Haven House is all about. And that's what I love about it.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. I have to say, you've been great too, Sloth. I haven't given you your flowers yet.
Stop it.
Oh, you stop it.
Stop it.
Like, you are a great host. Like, your voice is perfect for it.
Oh my god, stop. That's like the best compliment I've got all day.
You got time for Spyrothon? I have a gig for you. I have a gig. We got you.
Oh.
Winky face.
Winky face.
Anyway, we're going to be getting into this next level. I know I've just kind of blitzed through. I'm really not a good explanation runner. I've tried to do it in the past where I go through and I explain tricks, and I think some people are just phenomenal at that, but I'm just not one of those people. I'm an energy runner. If chat gives me energy, if I have energy, if the host here gives me energy, that's all I can give back. I can't give back the most fluent explanations, but if you do have any questions about any of the tricks you see in this run, feel free to DM me. I'll be in the Spyro Speedrunning Discord. You can find me under the Maintenance tab. As well as just on SRCom if you want to DM me on there. I'm one of the series moderators for the whole series, so feel free to, you know, just message me if you have any questions. I'm more than willing to help you figure out things for this run if you are interested in any way or just interested in Spyro in general. So here we have a damage boost, which pushes us over the wall, which is really cool. I know I just said I don't explain things well, but we don't dive over the wall. We get to do like a little cool out of bounds and just kind of get through Blowhard without even having to see the boss, which is really cool. You tend to do that a lot with actually the bosses in this category, at least at the optimal strats. You do it with just about every single boss except for Nasty, I believe. So that's really cool. But the real boss of the game is coming right up here. We have Tuco the Balloonist. This guy, he's the worst. Actually, the worst character in the entire category, and maybe even the game, because what you're trying to get him to do is give you one of the Peacekeepers levels, which you can get Dry Canyon and Clifftown, but you can also get like 3 different other options, which you don't want. So we got a third try Tuco. Each attempt takes away about 8 seconds. Ideally, you get him first try. Third try in a marathon, I will 100% take. I would recommend running on PlayStation 2 with fast disk speed if you enjoy the controller. I tend to run an emulator because my hands are kind of too big for a DualShock 2, and it kind of hurts my hands to run on, so I tend to run on emulators with like an Xbox One controller because it's just easier on my hands. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. It's gone. Sloth, do you remember?
Nope.
Oh, I just jumped off the map. That's not good. You want to go to the Vortex. You don't want to jump all the way back down here and do another lap. But I figured you guys might want to see another, little lap of the level. I definitely wasn't looking over to read chat because I just figured I would make that jump. I promise. Anyway,
we just got a $30 donation from Fate Wolf. Love the Spyro community. Love charity events. We support each other, and the goal in life is to spread love, kindness, and take care of those around us.
I think I said his name a bit before as well, but Fate Wolf, absolute king, phenomenal Vortex runner, top tier, honestly. He's getting close to breaking the 21 threshold, which, for context, my PB is a 23. It's a high 23. Fate Wolf is executing so many cool strats that I just don't do. Because they're very hard and I'm very not good at speedrunning. But they're very cool, and Fate, seriously, thank you so much. You're awesome. Alright, so we've just been running through a couple of levels, strictly because we wanted a Peacekeeper level. Off of Tuco, you pretty much would just kind of go through these levels as you would, but thankfully, like I said, because of the way he approaches you about getting eggs, he just drops you one of the levels, so you don't even have to go to Peacekeepers and run through the whole homeworld to get to one of them, which just saves a ton of time. But now, we're coming along to, I don't want to say the hardest trick in the run. It's definitely among the hardest. I do it, and I'm going to try my best to pull it off here for you guys. With 1 Sparks, it's going to be hard. I'm going to need to hit it first try. So any energy you can give me, any poggers you can give me when I hit this inevitably, because I'm psyching myself out for it.
You got this, Dylan. You got this.
I missed it. So the intention there is to roll in the corner and store Spyro's momentum. By doing that, and getting hit by that little Shemplet, as well as jumping at the correct time, it's like a frame perfect thing. It's like, I think a frame or 2 is what it's been established to be. Basically, the momentum that you stored will launch you really, really high in the air, and it'll bring you high enough to reach the portal. It is, again, among the hardest tricks in the run, just because of it being frame perfect. So I can't really be too upset about missing it. I only hit it for the first time RTA in a run yesterday, so that's pretty funny. It would have been incredible if I hit it, but unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. But without it, we're still chugging along. We're still on a reasonable pace, I would say. I'm honestly having a really good time with this run. I was very nervous that I would perform very far below my expectation here, but I think so far this has been going pretty decent. Not great, but yeah, emulator does make it harder, Ghostly, because you have like slight input delay comparatively to what you would on a PlayStation 2. It's not very great input delay, but like it's definitely still harder. So just like that, we jump out and we get out of Ice Cavern. Devs didn't really think about the fact that the end of level was literally right next to where you kind of enter the level. So that's a neat little thing that Insomniac just didn't think about back in the day that we get to exploit. So from here, we're going to move on to Beastmakers, as it's the only non-nasty, or Nork's Nexus, I can't talk, homeworld that we haven't done yet. So Beastmakers has a lot of insanely hard tricks that I'm probably not going to do, strictly because one of them I have no idea how to do. I'm going to go for at least one of them, which we call bowling, and or Wii bowling, and or somebody else called it something else. There's so many names for some of these tricks. It's hard to keep track of them all. I'm not going to go for Biscuit, Derek. I don't know how to do Biscuit. But for Terrace, here we have a very cool little damage boost strat that we're going to be utilizing. Alright. Jump over the walls. Alright, I don't think I'm going to make this cycle, so I'm going to wait. If you don't wait for the cycle, you'll just get shocked by this guy. So I'm just going to wait. Charge into him. Oh, I missed it still. Okay, this is not ideal. So I missed the damage boost strat. Basically, our intention was to hit that guy kind of square on the chest and jump onto the building that he was kind of in front of. And then we would jump around to end up in the vortex, more or less. But unfortunately, I just kind of scuffed the strat up a bit. But that's okay. We're going to swiftly move along to another level that's really exploited by this category. Strictly, again, because of the fact of how it was just designed. So, we're going to have to take a death abuse at the start because I do need some sparks for this. Because we are going to be taking a little bit of damage to utilize this strat. I can pick up 1 sparks here, but because I have none, I'm not going to be able to do it on 1. So we're going to turn right off the bat. Fall off, apparently. And we're going to need to use 3 sparks this time because I messed up. But the vortex is right here. We just get to leave. We just get to abandon the level. It's over. We did Misty Bog, which, mind you, in every other category in this game is probably the hardest level in the run. Just because of a section of the level called Guantanamo. It's just a massive, like, cacophony of enemies. It's so congested. Spyro can barely move around without getting hit. But it's already gone. We don't have to think about it. We're good. Moving on to treetops, we utilize a very precise charge glide here where we go off this corner bit. I fell. I couldn't recover it. That's sad. I held my charge a bit too long while trying to get that. We're basically supposed to go as far as we can on that corner bit, and then utilize a full hop and then a very precise charge glide to make our way onto this bit of the level where we supercharge down and into the vortex. The key thing about doing that is you don't want to hold supercharge while you get into the vortex, otherwise you will just zoom past it on occasion and go straight into the void. It's happened to me so many times. And it hurts every single time. Perhaps a little bit more each time. Because you'd imagine I'd learn. But I don't. Moving on to Metalhead, we have our... Is this 5th boss now? 5th. Yeah, 5th, because we did Jock. This is probably the most boss-like you'll see any of the bosses actually in this game, because the rest are kind of just there, more or less. And here we're going to go for a strat called Bowling. Nah, I didn't get high enough. If you make it over the top windows on this section to my right, where I just flew past, that's not good. I missed the cycle partly. That's fine. You can do an out of bounds, which takes you basically to the end vortex. Unfortunately, I just missed it, which isn't the biggest deal because I do get to showcase another strat, which is a really cool damage boost, which lets you kind of just skip ahead to the vortex anyway because you don't have to do all these pylons. Pop right over that. Go around. If you're wondering why I bonked on there, the enemies actually are loaded there, but they're just invisible because they don't want to utilize any extra resources. So you can just bonk on those, but if you go far right enough, you'll just completely miss them and be able to go into the vortex without any problems. So now we are on to the home stretch as we head into Nasty's world. It's been a really quick run. Like, don't get me wrong, this is not by any means the fastest vortex run in history, but it's been a pretty quick, pretty fun run that we're going to be wrapping up with probably... I'm going to do the hardest strat that I can just to showcase. I hope I can hit something because I haven't hit, like, anything cool. But I'm gonna try to hit the arguable hardest strat in the run, or one of the hardest strats. Hey, whoa, loves. Come on, Glued. Alright. So, here we're going to utilize a funny little thing that we call Berry Boost, and or TNT Teamwork. Depends on which one you want to call it. I like TNT Teamwork better. I've been hearing Berry Boost a lot more recently. But that guy with the TNT just boosts you on up as long as you glide into him, and that lets you get onto that scenery. You do a little charge glide, you're into the vortex, and you're heading right back to Nasty's world. Now, if you notice when I first entered Nasty's world, I freed Delbin the dragon. The reason why I did that, and I didn't do that for any other dragon in the run, is because Twilight Harbor will not open otherwise. So you need to free that dragon. It's the only one that you need to free in the entire run to finish the run, more or less. So moving swiftly on, we're going to be running through Twilight Harbor. And like I said, we're going to be doing the hardest strat, which is Twilight Harbor strats. It utilizes a precise supercharge into a little corner bit that lets you ramp up onto those ledges ahead on my left. And I'm going to see if I can hit this for you guys. I really hope I can. Oh, I'm insane. No, okay. I died. So I actually did that right, but I didn't go supercharge quick enough. That is very precise. That was the most Dylan thing I think I could have done. That is like picture perfect. Like, oh, I did it, and then I just no, you didn't. That's unfortunate. All right, let's go for it again. I just didn't trust it. That actually would have worked too. I just didn't trust it. Why is my... It did... Okay. That's not good. That's not good.
And I got...
That's not good. That's not good.
And I got...
So, if you're wondering what happened there, I was trying to jump, and the Doritos that they were shooting, or the bullets they were shooting, technically. People just call them Doritos because that's what they kind of look like. It just ate my jump, and I just couldn't jump over the bullets, so I just got murked. Harbor is known as a run killer just in general because of those guys. But that is very unfortunate. Alright, let's get in there. This time, I'm just going to run past. I'm not going to go for the strat. I'm just going to utilize the supercharge to kind of... Never mind, I didn't even get the supercharge that time. There's actually like a series of inputs you need to do there at certain times with certain visual cues you can utilize. That I just missed that time. So we're just gonna run plainly into the vortex out of shame and continue on. Nothing happened. It was all in. Listen, I know for a fact you didn't. Nobody saw that. Everyone here was not looking at the screen. They were instead going to the donations page and donating to Haven House for this awesome cause, right, guys? Right?
Yes.
Right? Okay. So I just wanted to make sure. I'm just exactly. Everyone blinked. It's fine. All right. So now we need to get these two. I had a feeling this was gonna happen. I had a feeling, the sinking feeling. You're usually supposed to get a thief quite a bit quicker. I really hope I don't mess up the second thief. So by turning into the right or left at the right time there, you can get that thief really quickly because he goes the opposite way than what he usually would. He's reading that Spyro is going to be ahead of him. And if you turn at the right time, you can just clip him and flame him and get that key. That one's usually the harder one, but I messed up the easier one somehow. Don't ask. And now our goal is to stay as far ahead of Nasty as we possibly can by utilizing just some jumps. He moves faster if you're ahead of him. He kind of rubber bands, like most characters kind of would in like a racing game, for example. And we just kind of wait for him to come here. We flame him the first time, and timing ends when I flame him the second time, just so you know. I don't know if I told you that. I apologize, Sloth.
It's all good.
So jump across all these platforms. This second to last one, you can actually get caught right there, and you'll just be falling indefinitely until eventually you white out. But that's Spyro the Dragon 1 Vortex. Seriously, I just want to take one more moment and say just a massive shout out to the whole Spyro community. They are so supportive. They are so great, as you can see in chat. And also just major shout outs to the cause, Haven House. Major shout outs to the people behind the marathon, FTLG. Major shout outs to Gaffy for being really hot and cool and good at Hollow Knight. And major shout outs to Sloth for being the best host I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god, stop it. Making me blush.
Stop. Was I underestimate?
It was 27-20.
What? How was that? What?
It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
It was well worth it. Amazing run. We've loved having you here. We love Spyro the Dragon.
It's amazing being here. I really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to showcase this category for people. I really hope people, give it a chance. Maybe if they're a little interested in Spyro, feel free to pop in the Discord and people will teach you whatever they can.
And we hope you decide to submit again at the FTLG events.
I appreciate that. I'd love to.
Right, so up next, guys, we do have Matthias, who's going to be playing Ratchet and Clank, Going Commando, New Game Plus. And we will be having a new host joining us, Briar Woods. So I want to say thank you to Soaring Sloth for being here. You've been amazing.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure hosting so many runs this evening.
We're going to transition now, guys, and we will be right back. Stay tuned.